Welcome to Bay Sunday. I'm your host, Kenny Choi. We begin with our pitch. If you have a show idea, we would love to hear from you. You could go to facebook.com/BaySunday and comment to the page. I recently had the chance to sit down with the founder of a retreat meant to provide a holistic healing experience for wounded veterans. And today I'll also be talking to a local musician and a unique San Francisco theatrical group. But up first, we have Amir Soltani, one of the directors of Dogtown Redemption. Amir, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Ken.
So tell us a little bit about the film.
Dogtown Redemption is the story of recyclers in West Oakland. So it's the story of Americans who are surviving off trash. I moved to West Oakland about 7 years ago, and people were going through our trash. And it wasn't just one person. It was 1, 2, 3. And at some point, you'd want to go and say, guys, there's nothing left, you know. I met one of the recyclers. They took me to a recycling center down the street called Alliance Metals. And it was like a Fellini set, you know. Here are people that, by any definition, you'd be shocked that they're surviving, and they were. And so I found that very interesting, you know, that the poor were eking out this very marginal existence in Oakland, but surviving. They were defying Darwin, you know, and I thought there was so much work going on in there. There was so, you know, so there was just a fascinating place to see and look at America through.
And the film has 3 people that you focus on. Tell us about those 3.
3 characters. Jason, who's like the Olympic titan of recycling. You watch him push a shopping cart down the street and he's carrying about the weight of a car behind him. And he kind of taught us about the economics of recycling, like what goes into it, the routes, the distances they have to travel, how unstable the roads are, the honking, harassment. It's not easy being a recycler. So that was Jason. Landon, who was a minister, he had a heart of gold, and I met him sleeping on the street outside the recycling center. And so it's the story of how he turns his life around. It's redemption. And another character in the story was Hayok Kay, who was the drummer on the band Polka Side. And unfortunately, she didn't survive life on the streets. Mm-hmm. There were other characters, Roz and others, but those are the 3 main characters.
Well, we have a clip from the film. Let's take a look and talk more about it when we come back.
This is the neighborhood where the poor, the unemployed, this is where they end up. This is West Oakland.
Look at all these people. All these people are working very hard to get this. Very hard. No one here can get a job.
How you doing? How's business?
I am the redeemer. I redeem the money to the person who walks in.
I can't weigh your glass twice, though.
That's all right.
Okay, so we'll throw this ticket away.
I guess it's not that good a pay, but...
All right, so we see in the clip Alliance Metals. That's the recycling center. What's happening there, and what happens if that disappears?
So Alliance is in a way like a commodities market for the poor. And all this shopping cart traffic goes there. So it's kind of like a pilgrimage site for the poor. What that has meant is a lot of pressure on the neighborhood. And so a lot of the neighbors say, you know, we don't want these shopping carts to come here. And so the city is actually moving to shut Alliance down without having any plans or offering any alternatives to the sort of almost 1,000 shopping cart recyclers who go there. And the question for me is, you know, they're often vilified as thieves for stealing trash and as addicts and so on. But the question is, they are a part of our world. They are a part of America. They're a part of our community. What are we going to do for them? And the city's not answering that question. You know, the Oakland City Attorney just said, you know, they're thieves and addicts. And that kind of approach to the poor, I think, is a disaster. They're already living a very marginal life, and we're taking away the one thing that helps them survive. So on the one hand, Oakland has a housing crisis. Right. It literally has a refugee crisis. I mean, we're seeing the poor people just dying all around us. And the one source of income that they have, we're taking away and saying, sorry, no alternatives. You're pests, you're scavengers. That just doesn't cut it.
And we're talking about, what, $10 to $15 a day that they make, or do they make more than that?
No, some people make a lot more. Some people make up to $50, $60, $100. I mean, Jason, for instance, over 2 days, he can make about $150. So this isn't a minor source of income for people. And it's also a community center. The concern is that, okay, some people are addicts, but if they are, treat them, help them, support them. Don't just say, you know, just wipe them out. So I'm actually I'm asking the city, you're going to close this center, fine, what is the alternative? And if there is no alternative, just create a space, time, so we can think this problem through. Let's not just, drop the axe on people.
All right. Well, the film recently debuted on PBS nationwide. It's bringing a lot more awareness to the situation there in West Oakland. Amir, congratulations on your first film. Thank you for joining us here this morning.
Thank you, Kenny.
And for more information about Dogtown Redemption, you can log on to dogtownredemption.com. We'll be right back with more Bay Sunday after this break.